Hello, this is Pastor Roland. Today I want to talk about life, okay? And a wonderful occasion has occurred, and that is a question I got at my the place on my website where people can submit questions. And so I'll read you the question, and then I'll talk about the answer. It's kind of like, have you ever wondered what your purpose is in life? Have you ever felt like everything is okay, but there has to be more to life than you know what you're experiencing? Well, it's a universal sense that we have. See, that's why we know that we're humans. See, cats and dogs don't have that. They don't have that sense of wondering, what's the meaning of life? What's the purpose of my existence? They don't have that. Okay? So it's a positive thing. Okay, sometimes we taint it a little bit with resentment, okay, or impatience. Okay, sometimes we might go the wrong direction for a while, or someone gives us an idea and we pursue it, but it turns out not to be right, and then we have to go back and start all over. Well, that's part of life. We do sometimes go the wrong way for a while, but you may not be going the wrong way. See, you might be going the wrong. Seems like the wrong way, okay, but it might not be. Or it seems like the wrong way, then you do something else, and then later you come back and do it later when the timing is right. See, timing is important. But let me read you the question. Okay, let me read you the question. Here it is. This question comes to us from one of my visitors from Chicago, I think. Hi, Pastor. I believe of late that happiness and even sadness is an illusion. I don't know what to look forward to. I'm a 26-year-old female. I have an ideal life, and everything by God's grace. But I feel some clock is ticking and my life will end without serving its purpose, which I don't know what it is. Okay? I don't know what my purpose is. Okay, so that's the question. So now let's talk about it. Okay, first of all, here's a person who is in her 20s. Okay? The 20s is a very interesting time of life for a lot of us. It's a time when you're beginning to lay down the things of youth. Not completely, but you're beginning to somewhat. Okay? By the time you get to 30, and especially for men, that's when when a man gets to be 30 or even late 20s, okay, especially 30, then he suddenly realizes he's not going to be the professional basketball player, the professional baseball player, okay? Um, so reality sets in, okay? The other thing about the 20s is it's a time of transition. It's a time of change, of saying goodbye to some of the things of youth and former things and saying hello to new things. See, for much of our life, especially if you had a good life, okay, a decent life, you had decent parents, you went to a good school, you got good grades, and you went to college, and you did well in college. You see what I mean? And you had friends, and things are going well. So you had a good life, but much of it was kind of planned out for you, okay? And maybe the goals that you set, to play volleyball, or to make it on the college volleyball team, or to get a 4.0 and get accepted to a good college, to get your degree. See, people ask you, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to teach. Or see, but a lot of these things you say them because that's kind of what was given to you, what teachers said and your parents. See what I mean? So a lot of it is from the world. Okay, it's not wrong, but it's not what you're ultimately going to be called to do. So sometimes in your 20s you sit there and you say, well, I did all these things, now what? See, there's also that part of it. So first of all, sometimes you look at the things and you say, well, this is kind of what my dad wanted me to do, or my mom wanted me to do, or my teacher wanted me to do. Now what do I want to do? See? Or the other part, like I said, after you've gotten the scholarship, you graduated, with good grades, maybe you got a good job as management trainee or something. See what I mean? So these things have happened, and then now you say, now what? Okay? All right, so there's that. So you see, it's a time of transition. See, and plus you're maturing. Now you're no longer a teenager. Okay? Um, you're an adult, so now you have to sort of start to, um, well, you look at things a little more thoughtfully now. Okay? In other words, when you were a kid, the future was always next summer, when I go to college, or then when I graduate. See, it was always something you could kind of put off. But now, here you are, okay, and now you wonder, well, what what will I do now, and where will I go? Okay. Another part of it is sometimes if you're not married yet. See, if you're still looking, haven't found the right person. Okay. Then there's that question: am I going to get married? Will I meet the right person? That sort of thing. Okay, we've all had that. So you see, there's a lot of things. Okay. So here's what I say. Number one, don't resent your circumstances. Okay, watch out for resentment. Also notice that some of the goals that were set for you, they were set for you by others. Maybe they were well-meaning, but they weren't 100% right for you. Okay, so just don't resent those people. Okay, don't resent them. Don't resent yourself for going along with what other people had planned for you. See, don't resent yourself. Don't resent anyone. And the other thing is take it easy. Okay, Rome wasn't built in a day. I always tell people that Moses wasn't ready for God to use him until he was 80 years old. See, it wasn't until Moses had the finest education. He grew up in the Pharaoh's household. The finest education, the finest of everything. Okay, the best that the world could offer. And he could have been a prince, but it wasn't his destiny somehow. Well, from age 40 to 80, for 40 years, he went off into the desert to be a sheep herder. Okay? But then when he was 80 years old, he was ready for God to use him. Okay? So that was his ultimate purpose. But don't forget, there's many wonderful people in the Bible. See, that's the other thing. God is so cool. See, he's not like people. People are always pressured. People pressure you. More, better, win more competitions. See? Now, I want to say this too. Some people have a lot of talent, and they've done well. Let's say they're a talented musician, for example, violinist or pianist or something, and they've done well. Okay, maybe they've won a couple of competitions, and they've performed with a symphony orchestra, that sort of thing. But be careful, because chances are somebody was goading you on, challenging you, pressuring you. They wanted you to succeed so they could glory in it. See, like your mom, for example, or your dad, for example. See, or your teacher. So they were kind of living on your success. See that? So watch out not to resent. Watch out for not to resent them. Okay, you can still be you. You don't see now. You don't have to be the violinist, but you could be. You may want to be. Okay, it's up to you. So never mind whether that was chosen for you and you were pressured into it. Don't resent the pressure. Don't resent the people. Don't resent whoever it was that was pressuring you. Just see that that they were. Don't resent them. Just let it go. Okay, and now you'll be free to do it if you want to, because you want to, or not do it if you don't want to. See what I mean? You'll be free either way. Just let go of the resentment. Okay. See, a lot of us we want to do then there's something called a grace robber. let me talk to you about the grace robber, which is sort of what I was just talking about with the person who's a good violinist, but her mom was pressuring her, and now she resents her mom. So I said, don't resent your mom, and then you'll be free. See, a grace robber is, let's say you're going to do something naturally. Let's say you're going to take the garbage out. You see that the garbage needs to be taken out, so you think, I'll take it out. Okay? But just as you're about to take the garbage out, here comes your mom. Take the garbage out. How many times have I told you, can't you do anything? We put a roof over your head and buy food for you all these years, and you can't even do a simple thing like help us out by taking the garbage out. See, now that's a grace robber. Okay? Because she's telling you to do what you would have done naturally. Okay? So here's the secret. Don't resent that person. Don't resent them. Let a heartbeat go by. Watch for the resentment. If there's resentment, let it pass. Okay? And then go ahead and do what's the right thing to do. Not because they told you to, but because you see that it's the right thing to do. So you are secretly doing it because you see that it's the right thing to do. You're not doing it because they told you. You're doing it because you see that it's right. Okay? Now they may think you're doing it because they told you. See, let them think what they will. Because you secretly know that you're self-impelled. You're doing what you know in your heart is right. Okay? So watch out for that. Now getting back to your purpose in life. So you're in your 20s. Okay? So take it easy. It was 80 years before Moses was ready. Okay? Take it easy. Don't be in a hurry. Okay? If there's some things that you can do a little exploring. Take a class in this, or volunteer to do that, or try this or try that. If you have a good job, then don't resent it. Just have your job. You can do a little something on the side. Take a class or do a little something, in your spare time. And if you have a job that let's say it's either a good job or it's not such a good job, but it's a job. Okay, so you have it, and that way you can make money. Okay. Well, remember this too. A lot of times with companies, for example, you can be transferred. See? You can transfer to another job, another city, see what I mean? All right. So don't get upset and quit your job. Okay. Wait. Take it easy. Okay. And the other thing is, don't pressure yourself. Most of us have been pressured, especially those of us who have done well in life. We've pressured, not only see other people pressured us, and then we took over their pressure, and then we pressure ourselves. See, sometimes you see somebody, there they are. I can never do anything right. I always mess up. How come I never can get it? Somebody did that to them, see? But now they're doing it to themselves. Okay? So when you see that, just stand back. Don't pressure yourself. Don't resent yourself. Okay? If you don't know what to do, that's okay. See, that's a need. See, let's talk about doing good for other people or helping other people. Okay? If nobody had a need, nobody needed help, nobody needed tutoring, nobody needed a helping hand, nobody needed a little food or a little something, then there would be no opportunity for you to help them. So there has to be a need there, see? A need so you can help them. Okay, well, so now you would like to know what your purpose in life is. You want to know, you would like to do something useful with your life. You don't know what it is, okay? Even if it's a humble, simple thing, but you just don't know. Okay, that's okay. You don't know. You'd like to know. So now, here's what you do. Just wonder about it. Just have it as a question in your mind to wonder about, okay? And go about your life doing what you can, working, studying, recreation, helping people, being with friends, whatever your life is, or if you're married, with your spouse, your kids, whatever it is, okay? Just each day at a time. Life is like a symphony. It's played one note at a time, okay? So don't be in a hurry. Just have it as a question, okay? Then the day will come where you'll say, you'll be in the right place with the right people doing the right thing, and you'll say, how did all this come to pass? It's amazing. Okay? So God works in mysterious ways his wonders to perform. Okay? So it's a good thing to wonder about life and to have a sort of a, what do they call that, a divine dissatisfaction. You want to do more than just eat, drink, and party. See, that's a noble impulse. That's a good thing. So just don't resent other people. Don't resent yourself. Okay, and just wonder. Do what you can, and just wonder, and see how things develop. Okay, see, then the good things will just happen, and it'll be like a surprise. You didn't plan it and scheme it. Okay, it happens. It's wonderful. It's like the way people meet each other. How do people meet each other? It's amazing. God has to be involved somehow, or maybe he has his angels or something do it. But how do people meet each other? It's just, you couldn't plan it in a million years. It happens. Okay, so, but it has to be a surprise. You can't make it happen, so just relax. Okay, just relax. Now I want to share a book with you. I want to share this book. I don't talk about it a lot. Okay, it's called Mike's Story. Mike's Story. Okay, the full title is Mike's Story: How I Overcame Depression, Bipolar, OCD, Anxiety, and Other Issues Without Drugs. Okay, now this book was actually written by Mike with my help. Mike sent me letters talking about his life and how he overcame a lot of issues, and I was so inspired that I talked him into putting it into a book, and he wanted me to help him, so I did. So I helped him. So here it is. So I was, I have a couple of chapters in it, but mainly it's all his. But what's cool about this book is that Mike was a regular person. He is a regular person, but he talks in here about his life earlier, when he was a kid, when he was in his 20s, when he was in his 30s. Okay, and he talks about each stage in life had different issues for him to overcome. Okay, when he was in his 20s, he sometimes was depressed. Okay, didn't know which way to turn or what to do. Okay, well, he overcame those. When he was a little kid, he had different issues. He had obsessive compulsive things, and he was hyperactive. He overcame those, and so on. So Mike is a regular guy who overcame, and he talks about how he overcame all those things. It's a very beautiful, fun story. You can find it in Amazon, okay, in Kindle or paperback, and also, or you could get it from me for a small donation. I'll send you a PDF of it. Okay, Mike's Story. You can preview it for free at Amazon. Okay, that's Mike's Story. So you get the idea. Now I want to say something about the 20s. I already said, 20s is time of transition. But a long time ago, I was in my 20s once upon a time, and I actually left where I had been and went to Chicago, went to the big city, okay, to work for a big corporation, corporate headquarters in Chicago. And I used to ride the train, the Burlington Northern train, into Chicago, and then I walked to East Jackson. And I was there, and it was very nice. Chicago's a nice place. I met some really nice people. But it just, somehow it wasn't for me. I ended up, coming back to where I had been to continue with my life there. But I have to say that there were times when I was in Chicago, and there I was sitting there all by myself in my apartment, and I was just kind of wondering, why am I here? What am I doing here? What's my purpose in life? And so on and so forth, see. Well, okay, so that was good. So then I did some exploring and changing, and did this and did that, and got a degree, and did this and this, that, and somehow or other, I ended up, here I am. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this little video. So what I'm going to do is select certain questions to, instead of typing out an answer, to answer it by making a radio program, or in this case a video. Okay, that way I can be more long-winded. It's easier to talk than it is to type. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. My name is Pastor Roland.